Choose one. You would listen to what one person says, you like that person, but then you watch another video and that person's slightly different, and find a source that you believe that you trust and try it.
How do you develop willpower, discernment, and discipline when you're constantly being bombarded with temptation everywhere? The internet is an amazing place filled with all the information you could ever want or not want to know. I personally spend a lot of time in the health space online. I'm constantly looking up and researching vitamins, supplements, health foods, organic foods, fitness, yoga, weight loss, strength and muscle building, all of these things. I spend a lot of my time in these spaces on the internet because one, this is what I'm interested in, and two, this is also part of what I share online and what I have a passion for. Also, sorry if I'm like panting a lot, I'm walking uphill. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about this because how do you develop discernment with what information you should follow and listen to, who you should listen to on the internet, and how do you know it's actually going to work for you? Now, the answer is very nuanced, but it's simpler than you would expect. The way that this has helped me, I look at my mind and my brain as a system that inputs and outputs, right? Everything that I look at and consume on the internet, all the information I intake, this is all just data that I'm observing and collecting. Now, the tricky part is being able to discern if this is accurate, if this is true, if this works for you, is it helpful? And there's 2 degrees to this. One, if you hear some information and it sounds interesting to you in a good way or a bad way, it's good to fact check this by checking multiple sources, obviously. Most people know that comparing multiple sources to try to find what is factual and true is the way to go, right? Sorry if you can hear a dog in the background. Another element of this that is helpful is to try to be aware and notice what feelings come up for you when you're hearing the information in that video. For a couple reasons. One, if you're hearing some information and you feel upset about it, ask yourself why. Are you upset because you don't like this information? And if so, why? And two, do you feel resistance to the information in the video because it challenges a current belief you have? This may take a little practice to be able to essentially check yourself when you hear information. So with that being said, utilizing those techniques can help you build discernment for what information and who you should listen to on the internet. Now, going back to the example of in a health space, right? How do you know who to listen to? Well, if you have an interest in this, obviously doing as much research as you can is going to be your friend, because whoever is also giving you helpful feedback and information that's in alignment with more facts and more logic is going to help you get better results, right? It's just as simple as that. But equally as important, who makes you feel the best? Who delivers the information in a way that inspires you, that motivates you, that makes you feel empowered? Because it's just as important that you should find somebody as a mentor or a coach who really connects with you, really believes in you, or who has even shared similar life experiences on their journey as you. Because with these commonalities, this may also help to ensure that their results of success may also work for you too. Another note that I feel like is really important to include is just pick one.
Choose one, because it's like a lot of things. I mean, even for me, like, you would listen to what one person says, you like that person, but then you watch another video and that person's slightly different, and then you're like, what the hell what am I gonna do? So I think just find a source that you believe that you trust and try it and give it a couple weeks. And like, don't like deviate from that. I think it's even hard now. Like, even if I see a video where it's like, oh, like, you're an idiot if you don't do this chest exercise. And then I see it and I'm like, should I swap out what I'm doing right now? But it's like, if what you're doing right now is working, stick with it, and then keep that like in your toolbox for a little bit later. So it's kind of just find one person that you enjoy, try it out for a bit. If you don't like it, okay, well, you tried it, now you know. Find somebody else.
Just pick one. Don't try to hold yourself to a standard of perfection. Don't think that you're going to get it right the first time. Not only should you not expect this of yourself, but most likely, statistically speaking, it's not going to happen, right? And the best thing about that is you don't even have to get it right the first time. And it's kind of impossible to do everything all in one fell swoop, right? Everything all in one go. So just pick one. Pick one program, pick one coach, pick one mentor, pick one style of fitness, pick yoga, pick Pilates, pick a workout, pick journaling, pick meditation, pick CrossFit, pick tennis, just pick something, pick anything. It doesn't even matter. The most important thing is that you pick something to start. The longer you hold off on picking a starting point, the longer you're gonna have to wait before you take that first step. It's all about just taking baby steps. Once you pick a starting point, you can then begin to take action, which begins the process of building discipline. Building discipline is the armor that you are going to arm yourself with when taking on life, when taking on bad habits, when taking on addictions, when taking on food, when taking on sugar, when taking on peer pressure. Whatever your struggle is, building discipline is a process. Once you develop it, it's like working a muscle. It is going to carry you so much further in life, but you have to start somewhere. It doesn't even matter where you start. You just have to start. So just pick one. I'm a big believer in this. I'm somebody who eventually just had to pick something and had to start somewhere. And you know what? I'm so glad I did. Because guess what? It doesn't matter to me how long it's taken me to get where I am today. It literally doesn't matter because it is so worth it to be where I am today. And I never could have gotten to this place if I hadn't started my journey years ago and put in the hours. And honestly, I want that for you too. This is something I want to share with everyone. One of the things I believe in is you're not supposed to be anywhere else other than where you are right now. I love to use the analogy of plants because not only are they beautiful, they're extremely relatable, and their patterns are replicated throughout nature and throughout the universe, throughout art, throughout history. If you take a seed, it starts as a seed, right? That's where it has to start. It then grows to be a sprout, grows a stalk, begins to bud, and then over time opens up into a flower, right? The seed isn't sitting there saying, why am I not a flower? The seed understands, or doesn't even question because it's a seed. It just understands to follow the natural path of nature. It has to go through a process in order to become a fully bloomed flower. And even when that seed grows into a bud, it doesn't sit there and get frustrated with itself that it's not open yet. It just understands that this is part of the flow. This is part of the process. It could not have even become a bud if it wasn't a seed first. That's what I mean when everybody is exactly where they need to be right now. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, don't. Don't do that to yourself. Don't feel overwhelmed. Just take a breath and choose something. Take a step in any direction. I feel so passionate about this, and I feel so passionate about sharing this with you. And so I want to help you out. I've actually created a 6-week positive habit challenge, and this is a program that is exactly for someone in your place. This is going to not only help you develop discipline and discernment, it's going to help you develop healthy habits while also eliminating poor ones. Not only this, it takes about 4 weeks to develop a good habit. I made the program 6 weeks long to really develop and ingrain those habits very well. I have included 5 different activities and also tutorials to help you along the way, so you can kind of almost like sample and see what kinds of things that you like to do. I've included workouts with Pilates style fusion. I have created yoga classes because I'm a certified yoga teacher, and this is a yoga-based program. I have created guided meditations that are about 10 minutes long, perfect to fit in any time during your day or night. I've also created 10-minute guided journaling prompts, which I think you're really gonna love, and the people that I have already shared this program with love the journaling prompts. So honestly, this is a very low investment, low stress, excellent place to start if you don't know what to do and you are desperately seeking health, wellness, discipline, stability, structuring in your life, and you want to do this in a flexible way. This program I have designed is literally made to fit your lifestyle. This only requires about a 10 to 15 minute commitment per day, 5 days a week for 6 weeks. If you're overwhelmed and you are sick of hearing tons of different information from thousands and thousands of people online and you don't know where to turn, take a load off, take the stress off, just choose one. And I encourage you to check out my 6-week positive habit challenge because this might be exactly the place you need to start. Thanks so much for listening to me yap and for chatting with me, my friends. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and a wonderful week ahead. And always remember to stay grounded.